It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. It's a manana next to a manana steel.
I can't believe you've done this.
Hello everybody, welcome back to FTB Skies, and in this video I have an eye on my chest. I don't know what it does, but it's there. Also, as you can clearly see, my FOV is super far away, and the reason for that is because I have myself speed 5. All of that speed comes from these everlasting abilities. It's gotten pretty ridiculous. Now, you might be wondering, where did I get these? Well, here's the thing. I made some adjustments to the mob farm in between episodes. So first and foremost, I got rid of the chest and replaced it with a modular storage thing, and it has like a tier 3 card, so it's right there. And all of those things is acting as a filter. So here, these are the things that I want to keep, and they're blacklisted. Everything else gets dumped into this. The things I want to keep get thrown into here and sent up to my ME system with my Wallow drawers. And all of these are the ability totems that I keep for myself to wonder if I want to use them or not. The second thing I did was I kinda discovered that you can't really put the spikes on tinted glass for some reason. I don't really know why, so instead I substituted it with another pedestal, which has a whole attacking thing, and I have it filtered with a diamond, which makes it attack hostile mobs. Unfortunately, bats are not hostile. So yeah, I have all that set up, so this is the mob farm in its final state. It is beautiful. I also managed to automate grass because I finally figured out that if I use a silk touch thing on moss blocks, it gives me grass blocks. So now I officially have normal grass. Yay! Alrighty, enough of all that stuff. So now, what we're going to do today, first and foremost, I need more space because as you can clearly see, we're running out of that a little bit and there's still so much more to the mod pack. So we're gonna need to make another island. And I actually have an idea for how I'm going to do that. So for me to do said thing, I'm going to need this builder from RF Tools. I should already have almost everything I need. If I go into my new crafting grid, which I also made in between, I only need bricks, which are very easy to get, and a machine frame, which I'm pretty sure is also very easy to get. But I'm also pretty sure that I have a reward for it, so I have the thing regardless. So that means that the only thing I'm gonna need is the bricks, and the way I get bricks is just by smelting clay. So I'm going to need 16 clay, and then I can just smelt all of that down, and actually, I'm pretty sure that'll use exactly the right amount of coal I need. That is good. Okay, and now we wait. This joke is still getting old. Alrighty, I got the bricks, so we just need to make all of those up, and then we have ourselves the builder. Beautiful. And I'm pretty sure there was also something that goes with it called a shape card. I don't remember how I need to make that. Oh, that is also a fairly simple recipe, but I'm gonna need more bricks. Give me a minute. Alrighty, there we go. And now we have ourselves the shape card. So, now that we have all of this at the ready, we just need to figure out a placement for it. And I actually have a pretty good idea as to how I'm going to do that. So with this other shape builder from Cyclic, I'm going to need to give it power. But if I go over to this one that says circle and then increase the size, I'm going to do max just so that way it encompasses everything. And then I'm going to show the area. This should be the center of the island. So all of this will be symmetrical. Let's see. Yes, there we go. That will be the area I'm working with this one. So how this one is going to work is when I feed in items to it and it's powered, it's going to place said blocks. And what better blocks to use than my fresh new grass? So first and foremost, I need to give this thing some power. So let's set that up right and proper. There we go. And yep, now it has everything it's going to need. And then I can just collect a bunch of the dirt and throw that in, and it should start to build. I forgot to turn always on because it had redstone. And yes, it has started to build, but one stack looks like it does about that much. Okay, so I'm gonna need a lot of dirt. Give me a minute.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Yes, the ring of fire is completed, and my flight ran out just as I was trying to do the whole cinematic shot. look at this. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I wish I could actually make it out of fire. Oh gosh, that'd be great. And since this thing has served its purpose, I don't really need to power it anymore. But it may come in use at another time, so I will still keep it around. So, now that the Ring of Fire is accomplished, this actually has another purpose. The way that I want to do this is I kind of want to have a collective of islands. So this kind of helps me mark the areas for where I'm going to need those islands. So this kind of works as both an aesthetic purpose as well as a practical one. And I also think I found the center, which is what I was looking for. So right there, we can then put this. Okay, and I do need to count this real quick, and I'm also going to need to turn this back into the daytime. Transition! Ah, what a beautiful morning, thanks to the power of editing. Also, this is in fact the center. I did manage to count it. So, now that we have this in the center, once we put the shape block in here, now we can start to work with things. If I go into here, this is where I can set everything for the cards. So what I'm going to want is not a cylinder. Where is it? Ah, here we go. Sphere. Now, you might be thinking sphere wouldn't really work because it's doing that. Also, it's right there. And that is a problem. However, we can set the dimensions. So what I'm going to do is, whoa. I didn't set any of this. How dare you? Everything should be at 0. Either way, we're going to do a 25 by 1 by 25 again, and then all of these ones need to be at 0 except the middle one, because I want that to be lower. Actually, I'm pretty sure this one is X, because it's like showing the dimensions for everything. So I kind of want that to be a little bit over from this one. I also want this to be at a solid. So let's check the area again. Yeah, it's right here. So if I were to... Actually, this might be a little bit too high. Right, because it's at the area of the thing. So we need this one to be a -1. And then I can set the offset of this to 5 just to see what that looks like. Yeah, it is going like that. So we needed to go a few more blocks. And this thing still has yet to hit solid, so then let's show the area. And yeah, that looks like it's pretty good. Okay, so then all I have to do left is to fill this thing with power. So put that there, and already power is going into it. It'll work just fine. And then I also need a chest. Now, luckily for me, I have wood in abundance. I just haven't set wood up to go into the refined storage system yet. So that is kind of something I'll have to work out in between episodes. But for right now, though, we have ourselves a chest. And along with said chest, I'm going to need an absolute crap ton of grass. Hopefully all of that is going to be enough. Hopefully, actually, it's going to be more than enough. So then we can just put this onto here, and when I throw it in, it should start to build it. So let's put some of that in. It has yet to start working. Ah, yes, of course, I have failed to realize I need either a redstone signal or to just turn it off. And it should work. Maybe if I use a lever, it'll start working. Okay, yeah, it does work. It's just for some reason, having the redstone off is bugged. Okay, then we just need to throw the rest of this in, and yep, there we go. It's starting to build. Everything will work. And yes, with that stopping, our little island is now completed. So we can leave that builder there for now. I will probably make the little island over there more aesthetically pleasing, kind of like this one is with all the stalactites and stuff like that hanging down from it. I might not, though. We'll see. Now, I'm willing to bet a lot of people are wondering, why exactly did I go through all that trouble of building another island? Well, besides having some more space around, I actually need that one specifically for a specific purpose. We are going to be getting into another mod, which is Botania. Now, I won't be going after the Guardian yet, for those of you who know what that is, but I do actually need manasteel. So for us to start our journey with that, we're going to need to get ourselves an apothecary, or apothecary as I used to call it. And actually, since we got ourselves some mystical flowers once, we can already grab all of this stuff. And with this floral fertilizer, this is actually how we get some of the mystical flowers. So if I go over here to this grass-filled land and plant this, it gives us some mystical flowers. Beautiful. Plants all of the flowers. Everything will be beautiful. This is a fun mod. So yeah, that's all well and good and all, but we really need right now is the apothecary. And the way we get that is actually fairly simple. We just need one of the petals as well as 6 cobblestone. And I have literally everything of those in abundance. So let's grab all of that. And I can also use one of these mystical flowers over here. There we go. Now, if I can put this in the JEI or REI or whatever EI this is, we can make ourselves an apothecary. Beautiful. Now, I could put this over there with the rest of the botania stuff, but I have water over here. So for right now, I'm going to have this here. And the reason for that is if I just put that in there, does this not work anymore? No, this should work when I put it in, like, an infinite source block. Huh. I guess this doesn't work anymore, because what you're supposed to do is you put water into there. Yeah, that should have worked. Weird. Either way, though, now we have ourselves an apothecary, and we've got all of these things to go with it, including a tiny potato. Yeah, look at that, my little dancing potato. It's so cute. Either way, though, now with this apothecary, what we're going to need is this thing called the pure daisy, and the way we get that is either 4 mystical white petals or 4 shimmering mushrooms. I have those mushrooms with me, so we can just throw those into there, and then any pair of seeds, and bam, we have ourselves the pure daisy. Now, I am actually going to need another one of these at some point, but for right now, this should be good. Also, I'm pretty sure this is outside of my rain shield. Yep. Well, I need to record, and I really can't just wait around for the rain to stop, so I'm just gonna bring the rain shield over here. Alrighty, so, with this pure daisy, I can put this thing right here. That looks like a good spot, and then I'm gonna need some cobblestone, or maybe it's regular stone. I think it's regular. Luckily for me, I have actually automated regular stone. It doesn't have silk touch on the pick, it has like a smelting thing, but either one would work the same. So we're gonna need about 8 stone, and you're all gonna witness some magic. So if I put stone around this thing, as you can see right now, it all starts to have particles. For those of you who don't know what this is really cool. If you do know what this is, it's probably still really cool. So let's use this time in a bottle to speed this thing up, just so that way it activates a lot more rapidly. It is faster, so now it's 8 times as fast. So any second now, this should work. Oh, right as I was saying it too. Yes, with this, we have ourselves living rock. Now, with this living rock, we're able to make this thing right here called the mana pool. This thing is pretty much the heart of this entire mod. So let me make a crafting table so that way I don't have to constantly go over to there in the rain, and like so, we can make ourselves the mana pool. Beautiful. I'm gonna put this thing right here in the dead center. Now, the mana pool on its own is nothing special, but with these things right here called mana spreaders, they become a lot more useful. So, I'm going to need to pick up one of these flowers. Actually, I already had a petal. Never mind, I can put that back. But the recipe for this thing is very easy. I just need 6 logs of any kind, a piece of gold, and any one of the petals.
Later.
I was wrong. I don't need wood of any kind. I need living wood. The way I get living wood is exactly the same way as I get living rock. This stuff all around it. Alrighty, let us rectify this mistake I had made. There we go. Now we have the mana pool. No, not the mana pool, but we have the mana spreader. And with this, we get something called a mana splitter. I have never seen this thing before. I don't know what that does, so we'll find that out another time. Now then, we have the mana pool and we have the mana spreader, but what we're going to need before that is actually this thing here called an endoflame, as well as this wand of the forest. And each one of these things is actually incredibly easy to get. We need several more of those living wood twigs, so I'm going to need that. And then also I'm going to use some petals for that. There we go. Now that should be enough. And then I can just take an orange one. Orange is fine. And then we take this into here. Now, you can customize this however you want with different colored petals, but I really don't care all that much about the aesthetic, so I'm just going to choose orange, because orange isn't really a bad color. Also, some good news, it's finally starting to turn tonight, so I can get rid of this pesky rain. Yippee! Alrighty, so now that we have ourselves the Wand of the Forest, the next thing we're going to need is the Endo Flame. Preferably several of them, but one of them will do just fine. So the way that we get that is 2 of the brown, 1 red, and then 1 light gray. And those ones aren't too bad to get. It's just a matter of if I actually have them or not. So let's see which ones I have, and then which ones I'm going to need to substitute a mushroom for. Alrighty, so I have myself the red one. Now I need to know if I have 2 brown. I have 1 brown. That'll give me 2. Ooh, wait a minute. I have a much better idea. Mine is superior. So I'm not sure if this will work or not, but if I use bone meal on this, will it grow? And make it bigger? Oh! It makes more of them rather than making it grow. That could be useful. I'm going to keep that in mind for the future. Okay, let me grab everything I'm going to need, and then we're going to make these Endo Flames, and I'm going to show you why they're useful. Well, the good news is I managed to get myself 16 Endo Flames, which is kind of overkill. The bad news is it started raining again. Oh my freaking goodness. But you know what? That is fine. So, as you can see right here, this little dot right there, that's what we want facing here. It's not staring in the proper direction, and that's exactly why we have these Wands of the Forest. So if I shift right-click this, and shift right-click that, now it's facing that. So now all that's left to do is to just place a bunch of Endo Flames around this one thing, and these will all link up to that. Alrighty, and if I look at it like this, all of these should be on the same one. Yes, they are. Now, how exactly we feed these things is very special. Anything that is burnable, when I drop it on the ground, will be consumed by these things. And the best actual fuel source is something called a blaze mesh. And the way I get that is with blaze rods. And luckily for me, I can just buy a bunch of blaze rods, and it's as simple as that. But unfortunately, it's the 9x9 thing. So I can't just mass buy those. I'm definitely going to need to get a blaze farm soon, but for right now, this is going to be the best I've got. Pretty much, I should just need to throw all of those like that. Oh, something is not right here. I'll be darned, I am an idiot. So it's not actually blaze rods anymore, it's blaze powder. So I'm actually going to be able to get more than I would have been before. It's only 3, so only able to be able to start up 3 of these. That was a weird sentence right there. But still, that should work. So I just got to leave that to be consumed, and bam, there we go. Now the green, whatever that is, like a gas or something, is now going into the pool and turning into a fluid. Now this could be a lot faster. I am not denying that, but this, for right now, is still really good, especially since I only have 3 Endo Flames going into that. That's a pretty good start. The reason why we need mana, other than to just generally progress through literally everything, is for some very specific stuff. One of them being something called manasteel. So first, I'm going to need to grab just 5 iron. Only 5, no more, no less. You see, that is 6. I don't need 6. That is more than 5. I do not need 4, for that is less. Only 5. And then we can just throw one of these in, and bam. Ooh. So that's the new texture for manasteel. That actually looks really good. I'm not gonna deny that. Okay, so we don't have enough mana right now, but soon enough, it will get to there. I guess I just have to resort to burning a bunch of wood. Yes, burn! All of it will burn! Oh yeah, it's moving way faster now. I mean, the wood doesn't last long. It burns out very quickly, but this should be more than enough to get me the rest of the manasteel I need. Yes, it is. Okay, and then we can leave this for now, because for now, at least, we are temporarily done with botania. Especially since there's no real point in continuing on. I mean, I could make the runic altar, but for the moment, I don't really have a need for that. Well, that was fun. Okay, so the reason why we need this manasteel is so that way we can move on to the next mesh, which is manasteel mesh. Look at that. That is beautiful. But we aren't done, because now that we have the manasteel mesh, now we need to be able to move on to the amethyst mesh, which is, in fact, the final tier. And luckily for me, I do actually have some budding amethyst, and these all should be at their maximum tier. This is, in fact, far more than enough amethyst. That is really good. Okay, and then I need to get a hold of the sticks. I actually need more. That's not a problem. I have a literal abundance of sticks. That's honestly getting a little bit ridiculous. And just mesh all of that together, and bam, we have the amethyst mesh. Yes, okay, so now that we have amethyst, I'm pretty sure I just need to right-click this or left-click it. Maybe I shift-right. Yes, I do. Okay, and then I can just right-click on there. There we go. That's what I needed. So now I can just do this same process across each and every one of these. Now, the downside to this is a lot of these things are going to now start to generate some new stuff. So because of that, it's going to I'm going to need to rework the sorting with this, but I was planning on doing that in between episodes soon, so that should be fine. Oh gosh. Okay, so now all of these things have their amethyst mesh. I don't know what each one of these things now gives with their newfound power. I'm pretty sure, though. I think this actually gives gas tiers with amethyst. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the chance is, like, really low if it does. Alright, so, the next thing I want to do is actually kind of a minor thing, but it's going to be major in the long run. We're going to need this thing called a task screen, and it's actually fairly easy to get. We just need 8 stone and a book, and I already have more than enough stone because of this thing over here. But the book is actually a little bit harder to come by. So unless I have one already in here, I do not. But I do have bookshelves, and what's beautiful about these is when I break them, it just gives me straight books. So now I can just throw this into here, and we have the task screen. Now for some reason, the task screen achievement gives me another task screen. I don't know why, but I have it. And this is where things get a little bit weird, because the way that this thing works, what it does is when I use this thing, it helps me to submit certain tasks that don't require me to get an item or just to look at things. So with like energies and sources of power, that's what we have. Such as this one right here, which is to get 10,000 FE. So if I were to go into here and then find that task right here, 10,000 FE, and I don't know how to do that specifically, but it should work. So we just accept that, and yeah, now that task is there. So I don't know if I need to put it into like a battery or if it just needs to go anywhere, but probably a battery since it doesn't look like it's doing anything else. So we can just use the cyclic battery right here. So we're going to need some heavy pressure plates. I need 4 of those, and then we're also going to need some copper nuggets. That's already enough, and then a block of redstone. And with this right here, we now have ourselves the battery. So I guess we can put this battery right here just so that way it gets that power. And it already should be more than enough. I just don't know how this thing's actually supposed to work. Does it show anything over here? No, it doesn't. Maybe you need to pick this thing up if the power remains in it. Yeah, power definitely remains in it. So maybe I need to take this and right-click with it? Maybe? No, it doesn't look like that. Wait a minute. I wonder, do I need to pipe power into there? So let's take that right into there, and then we just need to use this on that, and yes, that's exactly what I needed to do. Okay, that is good. Okay, I did not know for certain if that was what I was gonna need, but it turned out it was. So yeah, this whole line right here of progression is almost done. All that's left on this line is to visit the end. Now, unfortunately, fortunately, there are 2 ways to do it. One is the fun way, where we get to, like, build all these rocket ships and stuff like that and travel to the end. The other one is the less fun way, where I can build the actual portals, but I need Gaia spirits by defeating the Gaia Guardian. I don't really have that right now, so yeah, that's pretty much not going to happen for a while. I think I'm gonna do the rocket way when it comes down to it, though, just because that seems like it'll be a lot more interesting. But now that all of that is done, the only thing left for me to do is to collect everything. Oh dear, that is a lot of stuff. Holy crap, I also got a monocle. How did I get, wait a minute. This goes on charm, right? Where can I put this on? Right clicking it. Yes, I can. Am I wearing a monocle? Oh my gosh, I am. Holy crap, wait a minute. I need to take off my speed. My FOV is garbage. Okay, there we go. It's all back to normal. Look at me. I'm so beautiful. I'm a monocled gentleman. Yes, I feel so gentle. Feel my gentleness. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's freaking great. I can't believe I'd get something so legendary. Honestly, I didn't expect to get such good things. I mean, not everything is a winner, but some of these things, they're pretty good. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my last FTB Skies video. Bye-bye!